Treehouse was doing with their stuff. And then that's really been where I've been pushing it. And it's switching between like designing and then trying to learn programming as well. So it's trying to figure out which way to go.
Sounds like both. And iOS is a great place for it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, that's where I'm trying to figure out. It's even too. It's like, do I stick to the prototyping route and just like learn like animation skills, or do I try to get into the actual side of development as well, where it's like programming design, or do I just drag it off? It's interesting.
I've heard from not many people, but at least a few people, like this idea of storytelling through code, or using code and development for storytelling. So I can't remember where, though, maybe through some podcasts. I'm not sure how much of there is out there, but I think if you look for it, there'll be some really interesting people talking. It sounds like that's what you're interested in, like storytelling, using coding as a medium for storytelling. There's probably a lot of people talking about that. Maybe learn from them to see what they're doing. Are they doing more just prototyping, or are they actually getting into code?
I mean, that's where it's it's like I'm interested in trying to get onto the product management side of the product, and then kind of working with developers. So then it's like, how do you know what they're talking about, so that you can take it to the product, or so that you know what the functions of the code that they're writing and how it's affecting the product, so that you can then you can have the knowledge about being like, oh, we need to know this is how the user experience will be better. This is the way that we can do it within Xcode or within Swift. And do that. And then, I mean, I look at it as like having an entertainment background. Is like those are some of the things that I would like to do with this.
So maybe I misunderstood then, like the concept of storytelling. Like, do you mean like developing products, like using storytelling to inform the product development? Or do you actually mean like?
I see that more on the customer end of it, because the customer has a need or a void that you're trying to fill with a product. So then you're trying to be able to capture them in your funnel, on your tool, introduce them to that tool, and then to have an
and then you would basically use storytelling as like a method of developing the product.
Okay. Or as like communicating with the user.
Oh, okay.
So it's not really the development of a product. It's kind of like oh, you people have this problem. How do we come up with a tool that solves it? Then how do we? Then I guess it's more on the marketing end of it as well. I'm definitely coming from the marketing.
So are you interested in any kind of product, or products actually be like storytelling type of products? I guess I misunderstood that.
Yeah, I think it's.
Well, sorry, a product owner basically says, here's the product we want to make, and then you work with developers and say, okay, we're going to break it up into these chunks. Developers, can you work on this chunk now? Okay. So they come to you with questions. They say, well, how should this button work, or what should we do in this situation? And you say, well, I want it to look like this. So you kind of own the product. You kind of steer developers.
Like a product manager type.
Yeah, type position where you're describing.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you wanted to like make apps that like tell stories.
Well, I mean, I do have ideas for that, but I think that's user-generated content, especially with mobile apps. It's the platform. I mean, it's a tool which you create with now. I guess what it is. So then it is how do you start to get users to, I guess, be their own content creators? What is that site? Or what is that?
That's a great step to use your experience you've got and put you closer to developers, and then you can decide later on whether development is something you really want to go for.
Cool. Yeah. I think that's an interesting question too. It's like I come from a background where like my parents are like my brothers are all like math people, and I went more graphic design and video side, and now it's kind of doing. Yeah. I see that I like what technology is doing, and it's kind of like how do you take the power out of the hands of like the central broadcasting organizations and let everyone become creators.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I've read a lot of articles on Medium. You guys that website, and there's a Medium, and there's an app too. there's a lot of articles about like UX designer, the role of designer. There's actually debates about like whether designers should become coders. And I find it fascinating because, part of me also likes art a lot. So, oh yeah, maybe I want to, eventually create my own content. But at the same time, I mean, I feel like it's almost like a struggle because now with the tools that you have, you can do so much. For one of the practice apps for Treehouse, I actually designed my own logo for the app. And I had to download Pixelmator, learn it from the ground up. It was a very clumsy icon, but I designed it nevertheless. And it was exciting. I was like, oh wow, this is like really cool. I get to do all this by myself, get this little app. And most of it I copied it from Treehouse houses, but still I made my own use. And I started making my own little logo thing. And I thought, like, oh, this is really cool. Like, you're at a position now where you really do everything you just choose. Obviously, you're not going to be the best in anything. But maybe down the road you can make that decision later.
Enough where you really like this.
Precisely, yeah. And that's what I was asking William about the developer's job. There's part of me that just wants to say, I really want to look for a job, let's just say after I'm done with all of this, because then I'm going to be pigeonholed to something, and that will be what I do. Maybe QA testing or maybe some.
I think you're motivated enough though right now. But you're showing up to you're an accountant by day, you're showing up here at night. I think you'll have enough energy. I mean, that's the whole thing too. It's how do you get out of your comfort zone to keep expanding and growing? And that's where I personally see like some television and even film entertainment as kind of dying down. So it's kind of like, what's that next wave? And I'm sure you'll stay motivated. That's where I want to put myself into trying. I mean, that's where it's like I look at product owner roles within technology companies, and I'm trying to, like, a lot of them are asking for computer science backgrounds, and I think a lot of product owners have come from computer science backgrounds, and then they've added in the design, they've added in the psychology of the user experience. I'm trying to approach it from having this other end and then trying to get the computer science end of it down so that I can meld these two worlds together and be like, hey, I can prototype, I can take an idea from a conversation, from a statement, to drawings, to wireframes, to a fully fleshed out sketch by myself, and then hopefully have a prototype set up where someone can interact with it, get a feel for the idea, and then it's like, okay, is this a viable idea? Is it not? Do we start to work with developers? Do we change the work?
That's awesome.
Did you know Swift, it also includes tvOS now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's not just iOS, smaller screens. You were talking about all different sizes. Well, now, we're talking TV, so really.
Using the same framework.
Huh?
Using the same framework.
Swift, yeah.
No, not just Swift. Google Touch actually being used for TV development.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
you think that's true?
Like UIKit, a lot of the same frameworks. So
The same. Exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Have you seen they released a new development kit with iOS TV as well, where it's very similar to the phone.
It
a couple days ago. Yeah.
there's some difference, like the focus engine of the input, the Siri remote, for instance, is like a thing you do because you're not touching the screen. But yeah, it's really exciting, except for Mac, which I think is slightly different using AppKit and
Not highly, totally.
okay, so it's totally different. We can develop for iOS, tvOS, watchOS, and who knows, CarOS eventually. Yeah. It's really exciting.
Actually,
and I think sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just I'm simply speaking a little about tvOS. Just an example, like Ray Wonderlic himself. So after the TV or the TV, Apple TV self release, he came up with the actually use the same iOS game. Tweak it a little bit, 10 minutes, and run on the TV. You see how similar between the tvOS and the iOS. It is just very similar, using the same Google Touch framework. So Mac OS.
What do you know? I mean,
You can get it
over
over
the
time.
map, and you can have multiple platforms.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
It's funny.
Not on Mac OS, totally different.
We have iOS, tvOS, and watchOS that those actually
Yeah, watchOS.
similar frameworks. Basically.
Yeah.
So,
So
but,
iOS, I think it's different. It is not. WatchOS is also different than the iOS and tvOS.
Because you have to have the phone though to connect to the watch iOS, so that you're really just pushing information to the watch and then.
No, actually, in the version 2, it totally independent. Yeah, it is independent, totally independent. But I don't think so. For if you want to do developing the WatchOS, I don't know enough information that you can be able to use Google Touch, but I heard that it is slightly different. So yeah slightly different.
but just like I mentioned before, once you have a basic understanding and you can learn one framework, then you'll be able to learn another framework. And so for the watch, for instance, it has its own framework. I think it's like WK Watch or something like that. But what I wanted to mention was Peter and Stephen kind of were talking about something about how Stephen's approaching development coming from marketing and this kind of storytelling and marketing, and Peter's coming at it where he's coming in from the development, but he's interested in the design portion too. It sounded like you had a little bit of, and I think it's really exciting, especially for me. I played in a band for like 6 years while I was going to law school and while I was a lawyer, because I am like a two-sided, brain person. Like, I'm very intellectual, but I'm also creative. And what I'm really excited about with iOS and developing for Apple at the very, at least, is there is this opportunity to exercise all of these different parts of your brain. If you want to, you can just be a coder, but if you want to do design work, or you want to run your own business or think about marketing, you can do that. You can just launch your own app and you can exercise all these different parts of your brain if you want to, or you can just go work for a company and just do code. But I think it kind of points to the fact of just how important and ubiquitous like this mobile stuff is, which I'm sure everyone knows. But I'm excited about that too, being able to do design work. So any last bit on like kind of where to start? Okay, so Andreas wrote something, but I can't see it because I accidentally deleted it. Does anybody see what Andreas?
No, it just actually that message for me because I asked him. He mentioned a bit.
He mentioned about how he started learning. Can anyone see in the chat?
Oh yes, I can read it out for you guys. So what helped me? So Andrew quote. What helped me a lot at the beginning, learning about object-oriented programming, just the concept and the logic behind helped me to understand how iOS works. It sounds intimidating if you don't know anything about programming, but it's quite straightforward. Learning touch typing, I couldn't type properly a year ago. 15-30 minutes practice a day not only speed up my coding, but it increased my workflow, creativity, and problem-solving abilities because I no longer need to concentrate on my typing. That's it.
Cool.
Only 2 points.
All right. And then Jesus wanted to share. Jesus, are you still with us, Jesus?
Yeah, I'm still here. Look, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Maybe do you guys want? Who has like the loudest speakers? Do you guys want to, or do you want everybody want to just listen on headphones? I got my headphones. Everyone. Okay, go ahead, Jesus.
I actually just started. But I still kind of consider myself pretty new at this. I was actually in your situation, Garrick. No computer science background. The only thing I knew how to do was turn on a computer and do just simple internet searches, little things here and there. So that was my background. Right before I resigned from my position in my last job, or the job that I had, I didn't know what I wanted to do. However, coincidentally, I met up with a cousin of mine who he works in the mobile application department of Microsoft. So he started talking about mobile application, and that kind of sparked interest. So the way how I started is I started watching YouTube videos, and I found a channel that was very helpful. And I started watching just simple Java. I was not even into application development. I just started off with Java. I did approximately 2 months of that. Then I decided, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go for a Java certification. So I bought a book, and it taught me a lot, theoretically, a lot about the Java, and that kind of helped me out because it cleared up a lot of the confusion that I had regarding like certain things. After that, I kind of connected with my cousin, and he told me, hey, you know what? Just right now is a good time for you to go into the Android. So um, it's been about a month or so that I've been developing apps or so. So now I have a few projects that I would like to start sometime soon now, or anytime soon. So I'm just now I'm also doing Udemy. I know somebody mentioned it earlier. So I'm taking a course on there, and I'm also reading an algorithm book too, just to kind of help me with certain things. So, and I also have like different sources that I use, particular Google, Stack Overflow, just to find a few answers whenever I get stuck on a particular problem. And that's pretty much what I've been sticking to. I've also bought a few books, and I've kind of just I didn't buy them to read them right now. I'm just familiarizing myself with the book, and whenever I come or whenever I have a question or I'm stuck on something, I'll refer to the books. If I don't know if the content is in the book, of course. So I just try to find just kind of ways to get out whenever I feel stuck on a particular problem. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I'm kind of still in the Android. However, I could join the group because maybe about 3-4 months into it, I would like to start learning more of the iOS and Swift. So I just
Okay,
kind
so
of
you're
want to expose myself.
okay. So you're looking to get into iOS.
Yes. Oh yes.
Cool. All right.
So, yeah, that was me. Right now, I'm like I said, I'm still taking a course on Udemy.
All right.
So,
Whoa.
wait, can't hear.
Oh, you
I'm glad to hear
muted
that.
yourself.
Okay, there
Yeah, I
it is.
muted myself, but I think maybe turn mute you.
Yeah.
Is Manuel there? Manuel, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Oh, he is there. Okay, Manuel, we're gonna Emil's gonna leave, but before, let's just maybe we can do a wrap up. Emil, can you just wait for Manuel? He's the last person. Okay, Manuel, let's hear your story on how you started learning either programming or at the very least starting to learn iOS and Swift.
Well, yeah, I'll go to the last language, which is Objective C, which I shared before with you guys on Swift. So Swift, I took a class like about a year ago on. It was like a weekend class, paid, of course. It was in Irvine. Very, very good class. Trying to remember the name of the guy, Michael something. I'll remember later. But really good class. A lot of information. The problem is you forget that stuff. You take the class and you don't practice it. You just forget. And again, I was going to ask you, how do you get the motivation, for doing these things? That's what I need. That's what I've been looking for. So I don't know, maybe a little project just to get involved in it, and maybe by necessity you learn, kind of the hard way, and then it will stick in your mind.
For me, motivation was, yeah, the passion project, and I was running away from what I didn't want to do. I saw my future, which was I just couldn't do it. I couldn't be a lawyer. I was a zombie, so I just had to do something. I had to find something, and I was already kind of doing it just out of interest. And then motivation was personal project. Like, I had an idea and I wanted to create it. And then I would say getting positive feedback kept me going to think that it was something that I could do. So, doing the meetup and having people say to me like, wow, you're good at this, which, I mean, like, I've just started, so I'm, very amateur, but to someone who's just starting out, they think I'm like really good. Oh, you can already do this in just a couple months. And so to hear that, I'm like, wow, like maybe I am like pretty good or getting better at this. So, so positive feedback, however you need that, perspective for sure. And it depends on your personal situation, and like finding the time and not getting burnt out. If you want, we can have another meetup where we can talk about motivation, or we can talk, just you and I if you want, like, so to hear more about your situation. Because that's a whole other topic. I'd love to go around and hear everybody's like motivation story, but we don't have time for that. Anything to add, Manuel, in terms of where you started just for learning? Big Nerd Ranch. JT says Big Nerd Ranch.
Yeah, I saw that book. I don't know if they just remember, but they were doing Objective-C stuff. Really good book.
Yeah, he's saying something, but we can't hear him.
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
He might be on mute.
Maybe you're on mute?
There you go.
I'm not mute.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, what were we saying?
No, I was saying, yeah, I'm familiar with the Big Nerd Ranch book. I didn't look into any Swift stuff, if they have any Swift stuff. I know back in the days they used to have Objective-C, so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they do have Swift stuff.
Like I mentioned before, what got me going and doing Objective-C, which I learned the hard way, was the sprinkler controller that I told you about. Because I wanted to have the ability to control my sprinklers with my phone, So I thought at the time it was cool, so that's what it got me motivated. Now, I'm like, I want to build a list of, I don't know, a really simple application, but I need to have, okay, what is the motivation behind it, to do this? But I guess I just need to get going, and then, like anything else, you get going, and then you learning stuff, and you go, oh, this is so cool, like you said, and then at some point it just becomes like a, you become addicted to it, and then you keep going, so that's what I need. And Swift, I mean, is really the way to go. I mean, it's a nice language. I mean, it's going to be the future, all the languages are just going to copy from that, But I guess I need to find a project, maybe a little project, and start working on it. Maybe we can work as a group. Who knows? I think you're muted now.
Okay, so thank you, Manuel. So Emil, you have to go. I mean, we can all go. It's almost 10. But what were you saying?
Someone's waiting for some food.
Okay. No, I want to hear what you were saying though, because it's positive feedback. So you were saying something.
Oh, I
Yeah, you said it was a good meetup or group.
Oh, no, I was just giving you a compliment that I thought this was a very productive meetup.
I'm glad to hear that.
I wasn't sure because it seemed very unstructured. A lot of times when you get people in an unstructured situation, you kind of meander, but we somehow found our focus, and I found a lot of valuable things there.
I'm glad. Sorry we didn't actually look at code, but that's normally what we do. But I thought since it's the new year, the first meetup of the year, it's a good idea to just say where do we start. So what I hope to do is get everybody's recommendations. So if you had like a link or a class, if you wouldn't mind, maybe, I don't know, just like send it to me somehow.
I have a suggestion. Are you familiar with Yahoo Groups?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want this group to communicate, I don't know if Meetup is the best way to do it, but to create a list group on Yahoo, then everyone.
You mean for like chatting?
Chatting.
Yeah, we have a Slack team if you guys.
Slack, that's a good one, yeah.
Okay, is that what you use? Does
Yeah.
that work well?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like the Kool-Aid these days.
What?
The Kool-Aid. Everyone's drinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like Slack is like the Kool-Aid. So we have a Slack team. You can easily join by just submitting your email address because of the way Slack works. You can just go to the website, Learn Swift LA. There's a little link that says join our Slack team and just submit your email address.
So Slack is a way of exchanging emails or sharing.
Slack is it's a way for teams to communicate and work together.
Okay.
It's really cool. There's a mobile app and a web version.
Where's the link to the Slack?
LearnSwiftLA.com.
Could you post that video?
Definitely.
Because we gotta mistype something.
Definitely. Definitely.
Is there a place to post documents there?
Yeah, you can host files on there.
So why not just post a document?
We already have some documents
that
on there,
lists
actually.
All the things you mentioned.
Yeah, we actually have, there's already some documents on there too. I feel kind of bad because it's like pirating, but like I shared the iOS Apprentice. I wasn't going to say anything high. I didn't want you to tell you.
It's okay. I share with my friend as well. But under the table.
So sure. Okay, I will post the link. I mean, it's just I'll post the LearnSwiftLA.com link or basically you have to submit your email address to me. And then, I mean, if you want, you guys can all just join right now. Whoever doesn't need to leave in a rush, we can just do it right now.
You can just, if there's a link online, then I'll join.
Cool. And then,
Nice meeting
so we can all.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Yeah. See you next week. Yeah, my pleasure. So actually, what I can do is I can just I can invite everybody right now. So just enter your email address and then hit the return key and then pass it to the person next to you. Oh, sorry. No. I want to try something really cool.
Okay.
So let me try something really quick. Okay, now go ahead. So just enter your email address and then hit the return key. And then, is that the link? Cool.
What?
I watched twice. I like it.
Oh, thanks, Manuel.
It's a fun movie.
Manuel, are you already on the Slack team? Jesus, send me your email. I'll add you.
Oh, definitely.
The App Store?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, a Mac app or a web platform.
I knew there was one, I just couldn't find it on the website. So.
Yeah, so once everybody gets added to the Slack team, then you can submit your suggestions on there. And then I'm also going to try to compile all of them and put them somewhere, maybe on the website or somewhere so we can kind of have them all listed. Like our where to start, like our resources.
Maybe if we were talking about doing those projects too, maybe we could just put a vote on it and be like, this is the type of project we want to do first round.
Cool. I was actually thinking since you have well, Emil has it too, like that kind of background and that kind of stuff. Maybe you want to come up with an idea, or if you want to come up with it together, or you can mention something that we can all talk about in the Slack group.
Yeah.
So it can be
I think
just
the documentation of that other guy would be nice to have. I don't know. I mean, if we want to
Say
do
that
it,
again?
we just want to go at it like, here's a.
Oh, you mean like take a tutorial and go and work through a tutorial together?
As a group.
Yeah, sure. We
Make a
can do
project that way.
we can do the iOS Apprentice one.
Yeah.
The first one's super simple, but
Or
it's
maybe
fun.
choose one that most of you guys haven't done.
I think the first one's it's super simple, but it could be fun. The second one is simple but important. You're learning table view. The third one, I'd actually like to do the third one over again because you're learning tab bar controller and table view. That one's actually really cool.
Well, why don't we do that? You want to do something that you're interested in a little bit. I mean, if you're bored from the outset, then.
But it's good to relearn. But I also was thinking we don't. I like the idea of doing the tutorial, but I originally was just thinking we would create something on ourselves. Why do the tutorial? That way we have something to kind of like reference.
Yeah. Since I don't know, like I'm not an expert in these.
No, that's a good idea.
I can't get any like code knowledge or like.
No, that's a good idea, and I was actually thinking
that's where
about.
We have a safety net where we can be like, okay, this is the project we're trying to go to. Like maybe we can try and execute it on our own, but then we have this thing supporting it, so we can talk.
We know
to each
the
other.
answer for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we can talk to each other about like, oh, why we have this set up, why is the variable like this, and kind of maybe I don't know. It's like I'm coming from zero coding knowledge.
No, I think it's
like,
a great idea. I actually thought about doing it like where each meetup we work through a new tutorial. So I don't know. We can try something. Maybe we work through one tutorial, or we work through because some tutorials you just learn one thing.
Right.
Like you learn how to work with the basic framework. The tutorials that that Steven's referencing, the iOS printers, you actually build a whole app. I mean, it's not very you're not going to ship it to the App Store, but it's like it's a full app and it's like 200 pages.
I think we should have like come up with a new app and submit to the App Store.
I think that would be cool.
Because like the process of submitting to the app is long, can be frustrating.
Yeah, and that's something eventually that you need to learn. You don't need to learn it yet, but it's something are you already in the Slack team?
I do.
Yeah, just enter your email address and then hit return. But what's cool about just like I'm working on an app right now. It's just super basic. It's actually like another list app, but it's like a different take on a list app. And because I just want to get something done. Okay, so PD, Sin account, Steven, and okay, cool. That's all 4. So that's 5. 5. Why there's only?
What's the Slack name?
Slack.com.
Yeah, maybe someone did it for hit return.
Slack.com.
Is yours on there?
No, for the sign in for the.
Return.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Instagram.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. So got it. Okay, cool. So everybody's been invited now. So you should be able to somehow receive that invite and then join the Slack team. And then let's see. Jesus.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Manuel's already on it. Jesus.
Yes.
Send me your email address so I can invite you to our Slack team.
Okay, you know what? Okay, I'm not familiar with this. How would I just sent you an email on the meetup.com. Would that work?
No, just send it through this chat thing.
Okay.
You know how to access the chat? On the top left, there's a little blue button. It says chat.
Okay.
There you go. Cool.
All right.
All right. 1 second. Cool. All right, Jesus, I invited you. Cool.
All right. Thank you.
Peter, looks like you joined. Awesome. So let's come up with we'll come up with something together. Whether it's we're going to work through a big tutorial, like a 200-page one, or just a quick one. But ultimately, I do like the idea of building something together, and then you can always just add new features and like learn. So we want to learn a new framework. Let's add a map. I want to learn Touch ID. Let's add Touch ID, and then we can ship it to the App Store. We can do so many different things. I love that idea. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we can start that next Wednesday. Maybe we'll just do a basic intro, so everyone's on the same page. We'll look at Swift, basic stuff on Swift and Xcode, so everyone's on the same page, and then maybe we'll actually start building something. The app I'm building, it's it's just something easy I want to ship to the App Store, but it affords me the opportunity to do location, to record audio. Imagine like a list app. You just want to record like a moment in time, right? You can do a photo, you can do location, you can do video, audio. I don't know, anyway, so we'll come up with something together. If anybody has any ideas, if there's an app they want to make, I don't know. I'm not sure because everyone's at different levels too. That's the thing. So I like what you're saying. Maybe we'll do. Why don't you? Have you seen the?
I'll look through the tutorials and I'll look at those lessons. Maybe we can try. That's where it's just like, I don't know, we didn't take us through a whole thing.
I think maybe this third one could be interesting because it's difficult enough that anybody who has some experience, they'll be interested, but it's simple enough that anyone that's new
can catch on.
Yeah, so
which is big, yeah.
So it's called My Locations. You learn, and we can even customize it and then go from there. So basically, you learn core location. You learn how to get your location. You learn how to add a picture, maybe even take a picture. You learn table view. You learn tab bar controller, and you even learn some basic animation, which is really cool.
I mean, that sounds like it's project 1 and 2 combined into 3. So 3 might be just the best way to start it.
Yeah. So that might be something.
That's in the that start
iOS
apps.
No, it's the iOS Apprentice PDF.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
We could go through. Well, you're already going through the start developing iOS apps. You could possibly do that one too.
No, just pick one or anything. It doesn't really matter.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I can also see it would be very helpful to, for example, go in depth on like enum, on one of the sessions where we could look into how we can apply the various different aspects of one specific aspect of Swift to make the app even better. Like kind of like adding new feature, but restricting yourself to just one method so that you can learn it really, really well.
Yeah, so one of our members, Yariv, I was telling you guys about him. He's really good at that. He'll take new features of the Swift language and he'll develop an app that showcases those features. And so that's a great idea. How do we use enums in an app, in our code? And what are all the different ways we can use an enum? And why would we use an enum? And enums are awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm just now starting to understand like the cool different ways to use them. Talking about enums. You like enums?
Associate type.
Associated values?
Yeah, associate value, that's right, yeah. I like that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so any final words before we wrap up?
Did you say you had?
Well, nobody wins the lottery today, we could ride.
Oh, that's right.
Good.
Lottery winner.
Nice. Sorry, Jesus. What were you saying?
Now that I don't know if I won the lottery already, and I'm a billionaire.
Did the numbers come out tonight?
That's what I'm looking for right now.
Oh, cool. Is that your app? Yeah. Well, what's it doing?
So basically, when I get out the project, it's like
The touches?
coordinates into the canvas.
So, but this is a Mac application?
It's not a Mac application.
What's this? Is this a web browser?
Data processing.
What is this?
It's Java.
Processing server.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I wrote the file in the server side.
Interesting. We'll talk about that in a sec. Let's finish up. Okay, so Jesus and Manuel and Andreas, thank you guys for joining us. Was there anything I missed? Did you guys want to say anything? Okay. I don't think.
Well, thank you for setting this up. I think this is very beneficial to not only me but a lot of members. So thank you for organizing and doing all this work.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you so much for joining. And hopefully we'll meet in person next time.
Oh yes, we will.
All right. Andreas says thanks. Take care, guys. Have a safe trip back. I believe you come back next week, so hopefully we'll see you in person, Andreas. And Manuel, I'm not sure where you went. Maybe you're eating pizza. We'll talk with you later. All right, I'm going to stop the broadcast. Later, guys.